The Hoodwin of the Week, as I mentioned before, is the Dean from Community versus Gabe from The Office. A couple of skinny freaks jaunty around. You want to talk about waspy.
So here's the thing. I think, one, they both have what's the word I want to use here? I don't know what the term is, but like a sexual charisma that everybody wishes they didn't.
If I may, they're both pervs.
Yeah, I guess that's the term.
Gabe, now, probably to get to your point, perhaps not. Here's what I'll say about this, because I also agree that between these two, that's possibly the biggest similarity between them, is that they're both sexual freaks in some ways. Also, by the way, here's Gabe dressed up as Lady Gaga. Dean also dressed up in pretty much that exact same Lady Gaga costume in the season 2 Halloween episode.
Dean as Lady Gaga versus Gabe Lewis as Lady Gaga.
I mean, that's basically
so
what it is.
Here's the one thing that I'll say is that we know for certain that Gabe has some serious. So let me start with the Dean from Community. So the Dean from Community is a freak, but he's not. He doesn't give off serial killer vibes. Gabe is legitimately a serial killer.
And the difference there is that the Dean, as you can clearly see, is though he doesn't always say it out loud, he's pretty more out about his sexuality, his proclivities, whatever they may be. Gabe is repressed. Gabe doesn't let anybody know he's a little freak, and he creates the weird, awkward stuff with Aaron, and he's all bones, and he's just strange. That's why he's a serial killer, because he is lying to himself about who he is and what he wants.
And, like, do you remember the Halloween episode where he's like, oh, I have a scary movie, and it's like, yeah.
Some Danish thing.
Gabe, I even think there's a conspiracy out there that Gabe is
the Strangler.
The Strangler.
See, look at that. Almost the exact same Lady Gaga outfits.
The Dean might have done it better.
The Dean absolutely did it better. Look at his makeup.
The Dean was probably making more money, though, as the Dean of a community college than Gabe is.
Well, this was Season 2. Season 2, he was still guest star, technically, I believe. I'm not sure he was a season regular at that point. I think I'm wrong about that. Doesn't matter. The Dean, despite Gabe's serial killer vibes, the fact that he represses himself is why I think the Dean is going to win.
See, I think the opposite. I think if given the opportunity, like to have to defend himself, Gabe would take advantage to let all those. This is actually exactly how this would go. These two would fight, and Gabe would mutilate the Dean. Like, he would he would cut his insides out. And be like, it was self-defense. And then he'd be like, okay. And then Gabe would turn into a serial killer because he'd realize that, like, his passion is not saber printers. It's murdering people.
You know, I think that the Dean...
And also, the Dean is pretty small. Gabe is at least very tall. He's at least got reach.
But...
Dude, stop showing me that picture as if the Dean is jacked.
What do you mean? What picture? I don't understand. Whatever you're seeing, you just must be projecting whatever your own thoughts are onto it. I think the Dean knows himself. He understands his enemy.
Yeah, and I think the Dean knows that he would get his ass kicked in this fight.
No, I feel the Dean's got something in him that's going to take Gabe out.
In the paintball fights, the Dean hides the entire time.
Well, that's because he's got a guilty conscience about letting the college get into that. But take a look, for example, at the peanut bar episode, or the infamous peanut bar rap. The Dean's got something in him that when he needs to flip that switch, he's going to let it out.
But I'm saying Gabe has something in him that once somebody forces that switch to get flipped, it ain't flipping back.
I still like the Dean for this
I
fight.
like Gabe. I think Gabe's taller. I think the Dean...
the Dean is taller. Or, I mean, Gabe is taller. You got him there.
And look at the Dean. Look at that paintball picture that the mouse was just on.
Yeah. He looks ready to go.
No. I'm taking Gabe.
He can do all that. He can do all that with constant costume changes, constantly dressed like that.
I'm taking Gabe.
And I'm taking the Dean. I'm standing by my man.
Well,
It's his whole identity, Matthew.
whole identity being the Dean. I'm taking the Dean.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm taking Gabe.
Good fight, though.
Yep. Vote on that on Instagram on Friday. The Dean from Community versus Gabe Lewis from The Office.